Hello and welcome. In this question, our task is to show that if x is equals to 18 degrees, then cos 2x will be equals to sin 3x. That is it true that if the value of x is equals to 18 degrees, then cos 2 times 18 degrees, that will be cos 36 degrees, will it be equals to sine 54 degrees? Because 3 times 18 degrees is that will be 54. So is cos 36 degrees, is it equals to sine 54 degrees? Okay, so the next question ends, find the exact value of sine 18 degrees and prove that cos 36 degrees minus sine 18 degrees is equals to 1/2. Okay, so like I said, for the first question, we are asked that if the value of x is 18 degrees, then can we show that cos 2 times x, which is 2 times 18 degrees, and that will be cos 36 degrees. Can we show that cos 36 degrees is equals to sine 54 degrees? So for the first question, we want to show that if x is equals to 18 degrees, okay, cos 2x will be equals to sine 3x. Okay, so what I'll do in this case is to use what we call the cofunction identity. Okay, I'll do that of sine, I'll use that of sine and use that of cosine. So I'm going to use the cofunction identity. So using the cofunction identity, so we know that if we have cos 2x, this will be equals to sine 90 degrees minus 2x. Now, if x is equals to 18 degrees, so it means that cos 36 degrees will be equals to sine parenthesis 90 minus 36, and this will be equals to sine 54 degrees. Okay, then also for the right hand side we have sine 3x. Okay, so for sine 3x, this will be cos parenthesis 90 minus 3x. Okay, 90 minus 3x. Now if x is equals to 18 degrees, then it means that we're going to have 18 times 3, that's 54. So we're going to have sine 54 degrees to be equals to cos parenthesis 90 minus 54, which is cos 36 degrees. So we can see that cos 36 degrees is equals to sine 54 degrees. Or we can say cos 36 degrees, okay, if we work it from the left side to the right hand side, we're going to have cos 36 degrees to be equals to sine 54 degrees. Okay, then sine 54 degrees is equals to cos 36 degrees. And that is another reason for this, is because we know that 36 plus 54 is equals to what? 90. So it means that 36 degrees and 54 degrees are complementary angles. That is, the two angles add up to what? 90 degrees. They are complementary angles. Okay. All right. So the next question is for us to find the exact value of sine 18 degrees. So to find the exact value of sine 18 degrees, let's not make the mistake of, expanding 18 degrees, like by writing 18 degrees to be sine 18 degrees equals cos parenthesis 90 minus 18. That is using the cofunction identity. So for a question like this, then I'm going to use this same identity, to obtain the exact value of sine 18 degrees. Okay, so let me write it here. So we have to obtain the exact value of sine 18 degrees, okay, I'm going to use cos 2x equals to sin 3x. So what I'll do first is to write the identity for cos 2x. Now we know that cos 2x in terms of sin x will be 1 minus 2 sin squared x. Then also for sin 3x, okay, the identity for sin 3x will be 3 sin x minus 4 sin cubed x. Okay, so by equating this, we're going to have 1 minus 2 sin squared x equals to 3 sin x minus 4 sin cubed x. Now I'm going to carry this to the left side of the equation. Okay, so we're going to have, so when this is moved to the left side of the equation, then it will be positive 4 sin cubed x. Okay, positive 4 sin cubed x, then minus this guy 2 sin squared x. Then this will come here to become minus 3 sin x, then plus 1 equals to 0. Now to make it easy, okay, to make this more easier for us, okay, let me choose a letter, to represent sin x. So let's put m. Let m equals to sin x. So this will be 4m cubed minus 2m squared, okay, then minus 3m plus 1 equals to 0. So now we have a cubic equation. So the in factored form, that this expression on the left hand side in factored form will be 4 parentheses 4m squared plus 2m minus 1 multiplied by m minus 1, then all equals to 0. Okay, so the product of this will give us 4m cubed minus 2m squared minus 3m plus 1 equals to, then it will be equals to 0. All right, so now we know that if we set m minus 1 equals to 0, we're going to have m to be equals to 1. Okay, and we have m to be sin x equals to 1. So from here, x will be equals to the inverse sine of 1, which is 90 degrees. So now we're going to disregard this because this will not give us the exact value of sine 18. Okay, so we can disregard x equals to 90 degrees. Okay, this is very important. All right, so then the second factor, which is 4m squared plus 2m minus 1. First, we need to set it equals to 0. Okay, so 4m squared plus 2m minus 1 equals to 0. So in this case, let's use quadratic formula. So we're going to have, okay, using quadratic formula, we have a to be equals to 4, b equals to 2, and then c equals to minus 1. So it means that if we use the formula m equals to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So this will be m equals to negative 2 plus or minus square root of 2 squared negative 4 times a, which is 4, then multiply by minus 1, which is c, then all over 2 multiplied by 4, so that m will be equals to minus 2 plus or minus square root of, this is 4, then this is plus 16 over 8, so that m will be equals to negative 2 plus, this is 20, okay, divided by 8. Now, for this, we're going to have m to be equals to minus 2 plus or minus 2 root 5 divided by 8, so that in this case, we can have m to be equals to, if we divide this by 2, the numerator and denominator by 2, okay, we're going to have minus 1 plus root 5 minus 1 plus or minus root 5 over 8. So m is equals to minus 1 plus root 5 over 8, or m is equals to minus 1 minus root 5. Okay, this will be over 4. Beg your pardon. So we have this to be over 4. Okay, so for the exact value of sine, remember x is what? 18, because we have, I said we have m to be equals to sine x. Okay, so it means that sine x will be sine 18 degrees. So for sine 18 degrees, the exact value is root 5 minus 1 over 4. This is the exact value of sine 18 degrees. Sine 18 degrees. Okay, so now the next question. Okay, the next question is for us to prove that cos 36 degrees minus sine 18 degrees is equals to 1/2. Okay, so that's the next question. So we have, now we want to prove that cos 36 degrees minus sine 18 degrees is equals to 1/2. So we have the left hand side, okay, to be equals to cos 36 degrees minus sine 18 degrees. Now, let's note this. Okay, for cos 36 degrees is same as cos 2 times 18 degrees. And that will be 1 minus 2 sine squared 18 degrees. Okay, if we use the compound angle formula for cosine, or the double angle formula for cosine. Okay, double angle formula for cosine. So which means, so we're going to have 1 minus 2 sine squared 18 degrees, then minus sine 18 degrees. So that this will be 1 minus 2 multiplied by, we have sine 18 degrees to be root 5 minus 1. So this will be root 5 minus 1 over 4. Root 5 minus 1 over 4. Then minus root 5 minus 1 over 4. Okay, so in this case, this will be 1 minus 2 parentheses. If we expand it, this will be 5 minus 2 root 5 plus 1 divided by 16. Okay, then minus root 5 minus 1 over 4. Okay, so that this will be 2 in 16, that will be 8. 1 plus 5, that will be 6. So this will be 1 minus parentheses 6 minus 2 root 5 over 8. Then minus parentheses root 5 minus 1 over 4. Okay, so 2 is common in the numerator, so I can factor out 2 in this case. Okay, so we have this to be 1 minus 2 square bracket 3 minus root 5 over 8. Then minus, let me use a square bracket root 5 minus 1 over 4. Over 4. So in this case, this will be over 4. So we have 1 minus square bracket 3 minus root 5 over 4. Then minus square bracket root 5 minus 1 over 4. Minus 1 over 4. Now let's break this. Okay, this will be 1 minus 3 over 4 plus root 5 over 4, then negative root 5 over 4, Okay, then positive 1 over 4. So this will be 0. Okay, then we have negative 3 over 4 plus 1 over 4. This will be 1 minus 3. Okay, minus 3 plus 1 over 4. Okay, so that this will be 1 minus negative 3 plus 1. That will be negative 2 over 4. And this will be 1 minus 1 over 2. And we'll get 1 over 2 in this case. So which means that cos 36 degrees minus sine 18 degrees is equals to 1/2. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.